Hello, it's your nerdy pageantologist, the Pageant Nerd. Welcome to my channel if you're here for the first time, and for my regular and return viewers, welcome back. I'm putting the finishing touches on the first video of a new series which I think you're going to love. That's coming soon, but of course the hottest topic of the moment is without doubt the appointment of the beautiful Opal Suchata as Miss World Thailand 2025 recently on April 22. That in itself isn't the source of the controversy, as she's immediately shot to the top of the list of favourites for the Blue Crown this year, and will surely represent Thailand incredibly well in India, with the grand finale scheduled for May 31. What is causing such a stir is the announcement just hours later that the Miss Universe organisation was revoking Opal's third runner-up finish that she achieved at Miss Universe 2024 in Mexico last November.
Thailand! What is going on?
Many people, including myself as you can see here, were rather surprised Opal finished in fourth place after performing really well all night. This latest news had been out for just over 24 hours by the time I made this video, but I wanted to digest all the things that have been said so far and consider all the moving parts in this awkward situation. And just as I was about to record this video, I got some additional related news, which I'll also cover here as well. All right, let's get started. To set the scene, I'm going to read the MUO statement that is published on their website in response to this situation. You can also check it out via the link in this video's description. The statement says, the Miss Universe organisation is committed to promoting empowerment, leadership and positive representation of women worldwide. We hold our winners to high standards, ensuring they embody these values throughout their 12-month reign. Recently, we have discovered that TPN Global did not comply with the protocols set by the national directors by sending a Miss Universe Queen to participate in another pageant before completing her reign. We deeply regret any incidents where these actions have violated our internal protocols and expectations. The role of a Miss Universe winner is not only an honour, but also a responsibility. Sound familiar?
To be a Miss Universe is both an honor and a responsibility.
An honour, but also a responsibility that requires dedication and respect for the commitments agreed upon. For this reason, we have made the difficult decision to withdraw the third runner-up title from the person who had been honoured with it, due to the breach of her contractual obligations by participating in an external pageant. This decision underscores our expectation that all winners fulfil their duties throughout their entire reign. The actions of the national director compromise the decorum and professionalism of the Queen's full 12-month service. Therefore, starting May 1, 2025, the Miss Universe organisation will emphasise and enforce strict regulations for all national directors regarding this specific matter. Our shared goal is to empower the Miss Universe family to maintain mutual respect, faith and trust among all its members. Our primary mission is to inspire and empower through the Miss Universe brand, providing opportunities for the personal and professional growth of all involved. We appreciate our supporters, partners and contestants for their understanding and commitment to the principles upon which the Miss Universe organisation is founded. Signed, the Miss Universe organisation. Okay, there are a few things to unpack here. But firstly, to be clear, as the Pageant Nerd, TPN, I have absolutely nothing to do whatsoever with TPN Global. I think they're awesome and did an amazing job lifting pageantry in Thailand via its Miss Universe franchise. So hopefully they don't try and get me to change my name. Anyway, back to it. On multiple occasions, the statement refers to things like the third runner-up title and the role of a Miss Universe winner. The last time I checked, being a runner-up means you didn't win a title, through its very definition. Sure, at the Olympics there are silver and bronze medals for second and third place, but the only relevant exception in international pageantry would be Miss Earth. But they actually award their 3 runners-up elemental titles: Miss Earth Air, Water and Fire. They get sashes and crowns and have actual duties to perform for the Miss Earth brand, alongside the actual Miss Earth during the year of their reign. Of course, making these things even muddier at Miss Universe last year was the awarding of Continental Queen titles for the very first time, mirroring the long-standing practice of Miss World. These were awarded to representatives from the Americas, Africa and Oceania, Europe and the Middle East, and Asia, with the winner of Miss Universe ineligible for any of those titles. One would assume the best performing delegates from each of those regions in Miss Universe would receive the Continental Queen titles. But seemingly these titles were decided after prelims, but announced only after finals night. Opal was by far the best performing woman from Asia at Miss Universe 2024. Not only the only one to make the top 5, but also the top 12. In total, 9 Asian women were announced in the top 30, but only Opal progressed past the first cut. Miss Universe Asia was awarded to Chelsea Manalo from the Philippines. Of the Continental Queens, only Miss Nigeria managed to make the top 5 of the main pageant. Not taking anything away from the Continental Queens, I all think that they're wonderful representatives of their countries. It's just weird how they were announced at the winners' press conference after the pageant was completed, and not before or during finals night. As with Miss World, it's the Continental Queens, not the runners-up, that have ongoing duties for the Miss Universe organisation. Indeed, they've been in Asia very recently, performing some of these duties, which has been wonderful to see. I'm genuinely thrilled that other queens have these experiences, as well as the reigning Miss Universe. As third runner-up, however, Opal received none of these privileges: no sash, no actual title, and no duties to perform. So for the avoidance of any doubt, I also considered whether the winner, title and duties the statement refers to is at national level. Now, as you know, crossing over from one pageant system to another is nothing hugely unusual. By coincidence, I did a video on this very topic quite recently. You can check it out via the link in the description. But crossovers normally happen via one of 2 ways: a queen winning a single national title that permits her to compete in both Miss World and Miss Universe during their year-long reign, or by winning 2 national titles in different years to go separately to both alpha pageants. Several of our recent Miss Universe winners and our reigning Miss Universe fall into that second category. But this is where the situation with Opal is a little different. Her Miss Universe Thailand title didn't give her the right to compete in Miss World. She was awarded a new title to give her that opportunity. A queen competing in both Miss World and Miss Universe within the same 12-month period has been impossible in recent years, because both of those pageants have been typically held at the end of each calendar year. But that isn't the case in 2025, while Miss Universe is scheduled for November 21. In Thailand, coincidentally, Miss World is taking place in India on May 31. While there's been a shift away from one person or organisation in a given country holding both the Miss World and Miss Universe licences, it does still occur. More on that shortly. On paper, it would seem unusual for Opal to switch from one pageant system to another in her home country, essentially renouncing her Miss Universe Thailand title. And true, it's indeed the same organisation that sent Opal to Miss Universe, and now also to Miss World. But here's the thing. As I already said, the statement also includes, this decision underscores our expectation that all winners fulfil their duties throughout their entire reign, and the actions of the National Director compromise the decorum and professionalism of the Queen's full 12-month service. It's essentially saying TPN Global did not comply with the protocols set by the National Directors. I'm assuming this is meant to say for the National Directors. Anyway, the fact is TPN Global are no longer the National Directors and franchise holders of Miss Universe Thailand. You know who is, don't you? In February, it was announced that Papa Nawat, the owner of one of Miss Universe's rival pageants, Miss Grand International, is now the National Director of Miss Universe Thailand, or MUT, despite the statement's claims that as a runner-up, Opal had a signed contractual obligation to complete her national reign while not competing elsewhere. She stated her only contractual obligations were with TPN Global as the former MUT licence holders. TPN Global acquired the Miss World licence only after they were stripped of their Miss Universe licence in Thailand. The national director in Thailand is no longer TPN, it's Nawat. And in the past couple of hours, it's been revealed that Kun An and Raul have appointed Nawat as executive director of the Miss Universe organisation, which makes yesterday's news make even more sense. But in the bigger picture, whether he ends up running the whole organisation, who knows? But after acquiring the Miss Universe Thailand licence in February, Nawat went on to say, and this was well before the very recent Miss World Thailand announcement, that any former queens associated with TPN Global are not invited to attend Miss Universe Thailand 2025. That includes Opal, which means she can't crown her successor later this year. In other words, she's being intentionally prevented from fulfilling her duties throughout her entire reign, as mentioned in the statement, but for reasons out of her control.
There is no greater platform than Miss World, where the legacy of beauty with a purpose can turn a voice into a change.
Ordinarily, I would agree that it's not right for a reigning title holder to take on another separate national title. But when her rights have been taken away, namely the ability to crown her successor, why should there be any ongoing loyalty to that national title or the international organisation? This all just feels a bit like Opal has been caught in the middle of a petty fight that MUO and MUT, with brand new besties Kunan and Papa Nawat in charge, are picking with TPN. How times have changed. It's kind of curious that this has suddenly become an issue for the MUO, when we've had a very recent example of a Miss Universe runner-up, a top 3 runner-up no less, competing again internationally within the same 12-month period. Lalela Mswane was crowned Miss South Africa in October 2021, and 2 months later she competed at the 70th Miss Universe in Israel, placing second runner-up. 7 months later in July, she not only competed at Miss Supranational 2022 in Poland, she won the title. And in a very live current situation, Miss Lebanon, who competed in Miss Universe 2024, Nada Kusa, like Opal, is also scheduled to contest Miss World 2025 next month, albeit from the same Miss Lebanon title. Granted, Nada was unplaced at Miss Universe, but MUO's statement I read out earlier referenced the new rule to apply to all national directors in future. There had previously been rumours that Miss World was firmly against crossovers into its pageant, but their gleeful announcement on Miss World's social channels immediately after the appointment would indicate otherwise, even though this was an appointment and not a crowning after a competitive pageant. In comparing the actions of the two alpha pageants in the past 24 to 48 hours, I've got to tell you my allegiances between Miss Universe and Miss World as my favourite legacy pageant might be shifting. Anyway, what do you think of all this? Leave your respectful thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. As I said, I'll be back soon with a brand new series of videos. And as a reward for sticking around to the very end, I can tell you it's covering, ironically, the most iconic moments in Miss Universe history. So stay tuned for that. Who knows if we'll get any more of those in the future. I'm the Pageant Nerd. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
If I am blessed with an honor, I hope to take home the first crown of Miss World to Thailand after more than 75 years of waiting and hoping. Because when beauty serves a purpose, we make history. ขอบคุณค่ะ